You know what? We do all our good interaction before the show.
We do. And then the lights come on, and then it's like, oh, deer in headlights.
Deer in headlights. You know what? At least our cold open didn't get blocked today.
Oh, there it is. The cold open. Is it too soon, Bucs fans? Too soon. Oh, man. Send him back to Ireland.
From the Stream Center, this is the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen. Here's your host, JB Buno, and Hall of Famer Rondé Barber.
You know what we should do? We should not really dwell on the fact that JB has his victory chain on the days after the Bucs lost. And just to update all of our viewers and listeners here, JB is still a perfect undefeated record in his picks because...
Well, no, I have one loss. I have one loss.
But you picked against our Bucs.
I did.
So I'm allowing you. I'm allowing you to wear this chain because you got the Bucs pick.
You know
right.
what though? I keep the chain here at the station and I put it on. So I put on this shirt at the house this morning. I look like I'm about to walk into a nightclub in Thailand right now. This is not a good look for me. So Apple Podcast, Spotify audience, you guys have it good. You don't have to see this right now. This is good.
Goodness. Well, I wore my camo hat because I'm in fight mode right now.
We're getting calls on that, by the way. Very popular hat.
Oh, thank you.
Man, it's a sharp look, man.
It's a very narcissistic hat, is it not?
It is.
It is available for purchase at the Bucs store at the stadium. So.
There it is. Go pick up your Rondé Barber hat.
Shameless plug.
Of course, we're here talking about the Bucs, and this is the first Rondé Barber Show where we are talking about the Bucs after a loss, as the comeback at Raymond James Stadium falls short on a hot day in Tampa, as the defending Super Bowl champion Philadelphia Eagles hold on against Baker Mayfield and the Bucs in what was a special teams disaster. We'll break it all down, but Rondé, I could blame you. You could have brought your good luck mystique to Raymond James Stadium and been there and helped the Bucs, but no, you had to be in Ireland.
Right.
You were in Dublin.
That was actually a really cool trip, though.
Yeah.
First NFL regular season game in Ireland. I was there for the Vikings Steelers, and that game was much like this one. It was Steelers killing everybody, killing the Vikings, and all of a sudden everybody's wanting to leave the game because it's a 18-point game or something, and all of a sudden it ends up being like a 3-point victory. It was a heck of a finish, much like this. But comebacks were the rage on Sunday, weren't they?
No, they were.
I mean, for all you golf fans out there, I know you watched the Ryder Cup. This is very similar, to the Bucs almost coming back and beating the Eagles. The Ryder Cup was much of a sleeper for 2 days if you watched it. And then very similar to Jalen Hurts going 0 for 8 in the second half throwing the football. The European team only had 1 point on Sunday. It's like almost the biggest comeback in history. So if you were into sports, man, Sunday was a pretty good day.
Look at how happy they look here.
Yeah, they look happy. You know how bad they would have looked if they would have lost? Dude, they were 7 points ahead.
Yeah.
So there's been 2 historic comebacks, right? 99. Brookline, I think, right? And the Americans came from 4 down, and then in 2012, help me out, Garrett. You know everything. The European team came back.
Fact check
from 4 down and beat America, but 7 down, like that's impossible. It should have been a historic. Like margin of victory for the European team. But
7 down in football is nothing. 7 down in golf is like, what the?
7 down with basically 12 points available. Well, I take that back. 11.5 because of the envelope, the envelope rule, because Victor Hovland didn't play. Mm-hmm. So
99 in 2012.
2012. So that was close, right? The envelope rule, Victor Hovland didn't play, so one Ryder Cup American had to sit out. And before we go any further, I think this envelope rule, I mean, everybody thinks it should go away, but I think it's crazy because I was talking to Rhett prior to this. You're basically choosing one guy on your team before the week that you're saying, if one of our opposing team players goes down, I don't want you to play.
Right.
So, like, does that make you feel good about like?
I don't know.
Was it Harris English? It was Harris English was the one that had to sit out, and he's like, "Oh, so I'm the weak link. I'm the last man on the totem pole. I'm the guy you're choosing not to play." I just think it's funny. I mean,
does that happen anywhere else other than the Ryder Cup or really outside of golf?
I don't think so.
No, this is just such a weird thing.
I don't think so. I mean, maybe if you're like Shedeur Sanders and you know. And they bench your starter, and then they still keep you as the third string quarterback. I mean, maybe that's about the only thing I could correlate it to in football. But no, otherwise, I hope they talk about it as a team. Like, hey,
you would imagine that.
Right, hey,
that has to happen,
of
right?
All of us 12, you're the one guy who we don't. Are you okay with that, or is it just like you find out when they open the envelope on Sunday when he's like, "You're not playing"? Oh, I'm not. I'm the weak link.
Yeah, awkward moment.
Yeah,
sets
awkward
in for
moment.
Sure.
But anyways, the Bucs had a good chance to come back, and very similar to the American Ryder Cup team, they fall just a little bit short.
So off the top here on the Rondé Barber Show, breaking down the Bucs and their comeback hopes, just falling short there in the second half. The defense. Led by Vita Vea and the gang. I mean, just really an incredible second half. But look, let's not get ahead of ourselves. First half was a disaster. Just not what the Bucs were hoping for, really on either side of the ball. Now, curiously enough, you and I were talking. You have your job, you have your responsibilities. With them, flying you out to Dublin and to be part of the festivities there. So you were telling me you did not get to watch this live. You had to catch up on some of this after the game was over, right, Rondé?
Yeah. So I took forever to get out of the stadium at Crook Park in Dublin. So I ended up going to a bar, and they didn't have American football on, so I didn't get to watch it.
What was on? What's on in a bar?
Nothing. I didn't see any sports on. We were just drinking Guinness.
That's very
drinking Guinness and backing it with Bushmills Black Bush, which is a great combination, by the way. So I didn't get it. I didn't get into this game until literally about 8 minutes left in the game. So and that's when the comeback was in full flight, man. And I know that we came up short, but I think I go back to one play, and it was Baker's first interception of the season. It was a pretty, I don't know why he threw the football. It's the one mistake, and he's had a couple mistakes already, just that haven't led to interceptions. But it was the one mistake that just felt deflating because they were down in close to the red area, and he scrambles, doing what Baker does, and all of a sudden he tries to force a ball to Chris Godwin, and it's intercepted. Take that away, and I think the defense holds Philly for the rest of the game. I mean, Jalen Hurts was 0 for 8 in the second half throwing the football. And when the defense needed to step up and get off the field, they finally did it. For years, I've been talking about our defense needing to make plays at the proper moments. Well, you can just go back and look at the entire second half of this game, because I watched it on the way home from Ireland the other day, and I was impressed. I mean, and this is with losing Reddick, losing Jamel Dean to a groin injury, eventually losing BMO to a hamstring injury. Different guys on the field, and the defense played well. So I think we talked about last week, JB, complementary football. We're still not quite there yet. When the offense is playing good and the defense is playing good at the same time, we have to find a way to get out of the gates playing complementary football. It showed up later in the game, but it certainly, like you mentioned, it did not show up early in this game when we were down 24-6 at halftime, and literally we wouldn't be 24-6 if it weren't for a 65-yard field goal by Chase McLaughlin.
Yeah. By the way, let's give the man his flowers, because that I think the longest field goal in the history of the NFL outdoors.
Yes.
I mean, that's. I was texting with Rhett and Garrett here, and I was just blown away when that kick was made, and they got to see it live. I was not able to attend the game on Sunday, but that must have been a really just a majestic sight to see the ball travel that far. 65 yards is a long way.
Outdoors, that is a long ways, the longest ever outdoors. That is impressive. And look, he's I think the Bucs all-time efficiency leader in terms of kicking, and he's got, I think, the most 50-plus yard field goals in Bucs history or something. So it's not surprising, but 65 yards. I mean, think about where that's kicked from, right?
Yeah.
You're the minus 45.
Yeah.
That's a long way, man. I was in the stadium when Matt Bryant made the 62-yarder against the Eagles, and I think it was 06, and that felt impossible. And that was to win the game. So the drama of Matt Bryant making that kick was a little more special. But McLaughlin getting a chance to beat that record, and 65 at halftime is pretty good. But we're talking about the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad and the ugly so far for the Bucs has been special teams right now.
Because right now, I mean, the cherry on top is the 65-yard field goal for McLaughlin, but like the sundae underneath it has completely melted. Because I mean,
great analogy, JB.
Thank you. Like I gotta do something on the show. That's how I look at it, because I mean we're talking about through these first 4 games, we're talking about 2 block punts and a blocked field goal. And so that's a good opportunity for us to bring out Dr. Rondé, because we need to fix special teams. Now, you have had experience on special teams in your career.
I might need to actually go get the white jacket and put it on for this segment.
How do you fix? Where do you go about fixing this? If you're Todd Bowles, what are the conversations like this week with your coaching staff and just trying to figure out what's going wrong and how do you fix it?
Hold on, I got to put my jacket on.
Oh, okay, hold on. Let's bring up Slider Cam. All right, so we're actually going to bring out the doctor. That's how serious this is, folks, is that producer Redfield Jr. is bringing out the Dr. Rondé lab coat.
Yes.
Wow.
All right, the doctor is in the house. Let's
everyone,
go.
The doctor is in. Dr. Rondé.
Dr. Rondé.
Can you fix the special teams problems for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, please?
I'm going to fix this problem right now. And it comes down to one thing, one simple thing: attention to detail. Thomas McGahee, the special teams coordinator in Tampa, is a really good coach, man. He's been around a long time. But when in all 3 instances, the block kicks, I'll take that back. In 2 of the 3 instances, the block kicks have been lack of attention to detail. The play that the guy at the Jets made, jumping over the center, I mean, that's just special. Athletic, ridiculous. You can't anticipate a guy being able to jump. Coming out of your stance, he makes it over you, blocks it, and picks it up and scores. Let's eliminate that one. The other 2 are just fundamentals of the position, blocking. So the first block punt of the year was Sean Tucker, and he was very lackadaisical in his edge set. He just kind of let the guy go. He didn't stick his arm out. If you're blocking in punt or field goals, your technique basically looks like this. You come away, you stick both hands out, right? So just in case a guy's running at you, you at least feel that you're going to contact him, right? It's that simple, right? Sean Tucker the first time just kind of dropped his arm, guy went right by him. But last week, specific to this last block punt, Evan Deckers, long snapper, he snaps the ball 2 yards to the right. It makes the punter slide over 2 yards to the right. He doesn't get his arm out. Payne Durham, who's right next to him, also doesn't get his arm out to block the guy that ended up blocking this kick. And it's just detail. It's like simple detail. Special teams for so many people is like an afterthought. It's like, I'm not playing on offense. I'm not playing on defense. And at some point, like the details slip and this happens.
So if I'm hearing this correctly, you think the biggest problem here is fundamentals. The basics. It's
basics. It's basics. We're all good athletes. We all know how to, do the athletic things for the position. But the details matter. And I'm telling you, they're going to go into their special teams meeting this entire week. I bet you if I go back and watch practice for this week, they're working on fundamentals. Everybody's going to be dropping, hands out, feeling potential rushers so that they don't have the slips in the crack that led to this block kick. Now, Riley was a little slow on the punt, but he also had to move and then reset and then kick it. But the fact that Deckers snapped it right, was late getting out of his set, didn't get his arm to block that defender. Payne Durham also didn't get his arm to block that defender. If one of those two variables are different, this punt is not blocked. But yet it's blocked. They pick it up, score, touchdown. I'm telling you, it's just a matter of details. And you wonder how the first special teams play of the game, you're lacking detail. That's what I'm trying to remedy right now is Dr. Rondé.
Well, then
your first snap on special teams is everybody's, I guess, second minus the kickoff, but first snap on special teams, and you don't have the details. That's frustrating.
Okay, so then I want to hone in on this a little bit more. I want to go back to your playing days, right?
Yeah.
'Cause this might sound like a naive question, but I want to just ask it. All right, so it's the 2000s, and it's a game, and there's a special teams play, and you're out there on the field, and are you like, is it so like secondary to you as a player to the point where you're like, man, I wonder who's going to get killed on The Sopranos tonight? Honestly,
right.
are you tuned out on these plays?
No.
As a player or what?
I'm telling you, can't be. So when I'll go back to the beginning of my career. When I first started playing at my second year, so I didn't play much my first year. My second year, I was only on the field because of special teams. Like it took 3 or 4, maybe 5 weeks before I got a chance to play on defense in the NFL in my second year. And the only film that I had, it's all about the film, man. Like guys talk about all these other variables. The only thing that matters is what you put on film. The film never lies, dude. It never lies. It's going to tell you how well you did. It's going to highlight your flaws over and over again. So when I was on special teams, I took it as serious as anything. And I was a gunner outside. I was a hold-up guy. I rushed punts. But I took it so seriously because I knew that the film mattered. Like, that could translate into me getting playing time just by my effort on special teams. So, and JB, I'm talking about my first year. My last year in the league, I was still running down on kicks in special teams. It is the most important position, transition in football. I mean, a lot of times guys go get beers and you tune out, but so many crucial things happen on special teams, especially now with the kickoff rule. Like all the number of returns that have resulted in massive field position changes now. Bravo to Cam Johnson, who's doing that for us, right? Cam Johnson's like changing field position over and over and over again this year. It's the revelation of what we thought he was going to be last year. But so special teams matters, man. It matters. There's only 3 coordinators on every team: offense, defense, special teams. And the special teams coordinator is the only guy in any building, other than the head coach, that gets to talk to every single player on the team. Think about that.
It's interesting. It's interesting just hearing it that way. In your opinion, last thing on special teams, is it more on the players or the coaches?
It's players, 100% on the players. Like it is, you're on the field to do one thing, and you have to detail your work. If you don't detail your work, you don't deserve to be there. Messing up on special teams, and listen to me, messing up on special teams is the quickest way to get cut. It is. It's because it's detailed.
Because they trying to replace you.
Trying to replace you. Tolerate you till I can replace you.
So diagnosis, special teams disaster, the remedy from Dr. Rondé. Details. Back to the basics. Back to the fundamentals.
Let's. This jacket's hot. I'm taking it.
Okay, yeah. Well, you can lose the jacket. Red, if you want to help us out here. Thank you. Big shout out to
Is Rhett my physician's assistant?
Yes. You're a nurse. Red is a nurse.
PA.
Welcome to the Rondé Barber Show. You never know what you're gonna get, and we're gonna move on now. Let's talk defense.
Yeah,
and we gotta talk injuries too, because all right. So look, Bucs defense.
Yeah, talk about
might have been. It was a tale of two halves. Rondé. First half, not all that great. Second half, look, way better holding. Philly to, I believe, -1 yards. I'm reading Rhett's notes here correctly.
Right.
Look,
the
Bucs defense are, they're showing up in big moments.
Right. When I go back and I'm looking at my notes here, actually, like the way that the defense played in the first half, they weren't great stopping the run, right? And more importantly than that, they weren't good containing Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts now he's like a running back number 2, basically, on this team. He's not a great thrower of the ball. Obviously doesn't matter. They're winning games. They're winning games the way they do. It's hand the ball off to Saquon. Jalen Hurts drops back. If you don't contain him, he's gonna lead the team in rushing like he did last week, and that's where the flaw was in the first half for the Bucs, just containing Jalen Hurts. Because even when they did, I mean, if we want to talk Eagles just real quick, A.J. Brown, 2 catches,
7 yards,
yeah, right? Like A.J. Brown's like a generational type talent at wide receiver in my mind, and like if you're talking like legacy, he's not going to have a good legacy as a wide receiver. He doesn't get enough opportunities. I mean, he has. Hold on, I wrote this down because it was shocking to me. He has less targets this year than his quarterback has carries.
Wow. Yeah.
How about that? Like, that's who the Philadelphia Eagles are on offense. And so we didn't do a good job of containing that fact in the first half. In the second half, totally different story. The comeback starts coming on. Vita Vea, who's in your picture right now, gets 2 sacks. It felt like there was way more pressures than the 2 sacks that we got in this game, especially in the second half. And when they needed, we were talking about complimentary football, when the defense needed to make plays and get off the field, that's exactly what they did. They did it all game. I'm telling you, if we'd have scored a touchdown in that last 5 minutes when Baker threw that interception, I don't think Philly would have scored again. And I think we would have won the football game. And I'd be able to take that chain and really wrap it around your neck and since you picked against the Bucs.
It was hard. It wasn't easy. It wasn't easy. All right.
But I'm saying that this is going to be a really good defense. And you know what I like about this defense? It's a lot of the young guys playing well. Tyke Smith, obviously at safety, is playing really, really well. The 2 corners, Benjamin Morrison, when he came into the game and started getting more and more snaps, he's covering A.J. Brown. And I think he had 2 or 3 pass defense on A.J. Brown. Now, you're talking about like a seasoned vet, one of the biggest, toughest receivers in the league against a rookie, and he did not stand down at all. At all. And then you marry him with Jacob Parrish, who can play nickel and outside corner, which he might have to play outside corner this week in Seattle, Jacob Parrish, which he can. It looks like the best bunch of young DBs that we've had in probably 20 years. So we should be excited about that. And Elijah Roberts is getting more snaps because of all the injuries. You want to talk injuries, dude. Look at the defensive line right now. Our injuries up there with Greg Gaines now being down. Hassan Reddick's got a stinger. I'm hoping he's going to play.
It's almost as if the injury plague was contagious. It went from the O-line earlier this season, now the D-line.
The good thing, and I bring up Elijah Roberts because the good thing is he's big, heavy-handed, but he can also play on the edge. That's what he did in college. He played as an edge rusher in college. He can fit that role for us going forward. So hopefully, these guys start to heal up because we are a walking mash unit right now on defense.
This is a defense that if you can get healthy towards the end of the season, and if the Bucs are positioned and primed for the playoffs, this is a defense that could cause a lot of trouble.
I agree.
Later on in the season as the Bucs make their playoffs push. So really, I mean, it's going to be very interesting to see the severity of these injuries. This is, of course, being a taping on a Wednesday morning. We're waiting on the official injury report. We've got other injuries of note, obviously. With Bucky Irving is obviously a really big concern for Bucs fans as well. So
I would say that's the biggest one.
Yeah,
he's a difference maker, man. It's funny because when I watch games, I write little notes. I probably write like 30 notes total, offense and defense. And the one I have on Bucky, it's like early in the game, and I said 7 is just an awesome runner. His lateral ability to make people miss. He takes what would normally be a 2-yard gain, and he consistently makes it like a 12-yard gain.
Yeah.
And when you give him the ball in space, like these little check down swing passes or whatever that we keep putting him in, giving him the opportunity, it's the first guy never tackles him, and he's just a game changer. He is legit. I don't know what our offense looks like without him.
Is he on his? He's on his way to being a top 3, top 5 running back in football?
I mean, if you're talking
On his way.
if you're talking all purpose, yes.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's 4 or 5 guys in the league. You know, Saquon being one of them,
Sure.
Derrick Henry being another. Ashton Genty finally had a breakout. That dude is different now too.
Okay, hold on.
Different.
But would you rather would you rather have Genty or would you rather have Bucky?
Bucky. He does more. So
Right.
in terms of all-purpose players, I don't know that there's one that's better catching the football out of the backfield. You know, creating opportunities out of nothing. He's amazing, dude. So I think he was diagnosed with a foot sprain. Hopefully it comes back positive. I don't know what his chances are to play in Seattle, which is going to be a great game. The Expansion Bowl, is that what you called it, Rhett?
Yeah.
The Expansion Bowl. And how good is this game going to be this week, though? Both teams wearing their throwback uniforms that's going to be pretty cool, man.
That is going to be pretty sweet.
Didn't we do best throwback uniforms? Yeah, and Seattle was my number one, right? Yep, Seattle was my number one. The Bucs white on white is easily 1B though. That white on white was pretty sweet.
I mean,
2 weeks ago.
As far as the upper tier of running backs, sure. I mean, I'm thinking now off the top of my head. So you got probably Jahmyr Gibbs is up there with Saquon,
yes,
and Derrick Henry. You got CMC, who probably in the.
But he's in the all-purpose guy. CMC
right.
is not going to be a heavy duty. Like producer running the football anymore. I just don't think he does that anymore. He's more of an all-purpose guy, just like Bijan Robinson is an all-purpose guy. I mean, how about Travis Etienne? I mean, this dude's averaging 6 yards a carry for Jacksonville. Like, is he in that conversation just because he's having a good time? But like the top guys, Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, those two dudes are at the top. Obviously, Derrick Henry and like Kyron Williams, like that's the top, right?
Sure.
And obviously Saquon, who we've already mentioned. And then Bucky's kind of like in there. He's more of an all-purpose guy as opposed to just a guy that you turn around and hand the ball off 22 times a game. Even though we've done that a couple of times. I think Bucky had 25 carries 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, that dude does not need 25 carries in a game. That's what Rachaad White is for. To take some of that beating. But
got to keep this guy healthy.
Right.
Got to keep him healthy.
And if it's measured snaps, then measure his snaps. You have Sean Tucker, who's a great third option at running back. I mean,
Agreed.
Hold on. Let me go back and look at his. Yeah, he had 25 carries against the Jets. He had 17 against Houston. He only had 14 last week. So, you know, minus that one game, they've actually done a pretty good job of, you know, keeping him pretty balanced.
So before we move on to some of the NFL storylines that we're paying close attention to here on the Rondé Barber Show, I want to ask you a barbecue question, okay? Because let's fire up the barbecue.
Fire it up.
The Bucs obviously are hurt in a couple of different key positions. We're paying close attention to the Bucky Irving injury. Obviously, there are some significant injuries on the defensive side of the football. With the NFL trade deadline looming, do the Bucs need to make a trade? In your opinion, is it worth it for them to make a trade? Because Jason Light has a mixed history when it comes to making trades. What do you think?
Unless you can trade for Myles Garrett.
Which I don't think the Browns are going to trade.
I don't think they're going to do it. I don't think we'd be able to manage him under our cap either. I think he's the highest. Is he the highest paid? I think he's the highest paid edge player in football. So that's not it. Look, there's just not a lot of worthy guys that are going to be on the trade market. And if you do, you're looking at guys that are either at the end of their contract or haven't signed their second contract yet. The problem is when you make a trade for a guy that you may or may not need, it's what are you giving up? You know,
right.
We certainly don't have the players to give up. We have half of our roster is injured, and so then you're talking about draft capital, and we know what this team does with their draft. Like we have built this team over the Jason Light era through the draft, and I don't think that they would be willing to sacrifice, you know, the short term for what the long term vision of how they've built this team. So is there a guy out there that we could trade for? I mean, I don't know. I haven't talked to them about trade possibilities. You would think that they might want to find some edge players, which same thing we've been saying all year, right? Our two edge guys have a sack apiece, even though there's been a lot of pressures, especially from Yaya. Yaya's had a very productive season in terms of pressures, just haven't gotten a bunch of sacks. Vita Vea, by the way, leads our team in sacks again through 4 weeks, which is like year after year after year. Our biggest defensive tackles lead our team in sacks. So that might be a play, but look, this is not a barbecue segment because I don't have anything noteworthy to say other than the fact that I don't think we're even thinking about it right now.
No, that's a hot take. The hot take is the Bucs are going to be just fine the way they are.
Thank you.
Bucs fans.
Thank you, guys.
That's what it is.
I wouldn't mind them finding a linebacker. I'm not going to lie about that.
Oh, do the Bucs need a linebacker? The Rondé Barber Show will be back right after this.
You're watching the Rondé Barber Show, sponsored by Renewal by Andersen, superior products, exceptional service, and by Advent Health, the exclusive hospital of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Here's 16-year NFL star Rondé Barber, and a dude who still thinks it's cool to root for the Yankees, JB Buno.
Oh, my God.
Got him. Good job, Rhett.
And they lost to the Red Sox last night.
What a game, man. What a game. Oh, dude. I would
full
do
disclosure, I'm a Yankee fan.
I would do anything to go back in time and sit on a couch next to him with the bases loaded, bottom of the ninth, no outs. Down 2. And you're like, here we go.
And then they just lay a fat egg.
Hey, is this or is this not true? You probably know this better than me. I'm not a huge follower of baseball, but the loser of the first game in this 3-game series has never, ever made it.
I don't want to look up that stat. I don't want to look it
Garrett,
up.
give me the truth.
I am in pain.
Has the loser of the first game in this 3-game series, since they did it like 5 years ago, ever made it to the next round? I don't think so.
Why did it have to be the Red Sox?
Because it has to be the Red Sox.
Why?
You had the bases loaded with no outs.
Oh,
it was a great finish.
Boy. You know what? But see, Rondé would tell you that I deserve this karma because I picked against the Bucs. So there's no love lost.
The hate is earned by you picking against us. I mean, granted, you did go undefeated last week in your pick, so
which we will bring up the pick 6 segment here, and I'll turn this frown upside down in just a couple of minutes. But first, we got to talk about why Giants fans are frowning, and it's because of yet another injury at MetLife Stadium.
Right.
Not a single team has ever come back from
Oh, that's brutal. So producer Rhett fail. I'll say it. Not a single team has ever, in the best of 3 wild card format in Major League Baseball, come back to win after losing the first game. But the Yankees are going to do it.
The Yankees. I have no skin in the game. I'm just rooting against you right at this
point. New York. Back to New York. The Yankees are in pain. The Giants are... Well, they got their win with Jackson Dart.
Yes.
The future looks at least somewhat half bright. But, I mean, you lose Malik Neighbors to a devastating ACL injury at MetLife Stadium. Fact or fiction, the turf at MetLife Stadium is of tremendous concern here, or is of concern to you with player health.
I think everybody's concerned about it just because there's so many non-contact injuries. Now, that being said, you got to figure, too, that there's a disproportionate number of games that you're looking at because both the Giants and the Jets play on this stadium. So it's not what other teams have the same the Los Angeles Chargers and the Rams, the only other team that play in the same stadium, and they're not turf. So there's just going to be more data, more injuries that happen on this turf because there's twice as many games as every other stadium. That being said, this turf is sticky, and what does that even mean? It means that it doesn't give. When you stick your foot in the ground, this turf does not give. And I don't know that it's different than any other ones. They've changed this turf out numerous times. But the reality is when you're playing on these artificial surfaces, they're hard underneath, man. And I know that if there's that grab when your cleat is in the ground, over time, like think about Malik Neighbors, who's played all of his home games on that turf. Over time, he could have these micro tears in his ACL or whatever, and eventually just gives. It's never usually just like a pop, right? It's cumulative. Now the ones that happen otherwise, like the Joey Bosa or Nick Bosa one that we're looking at here, that one was just random. You're just like, how did that happen, right? How many guys did we figure that have torn or had serious injuries there?
I just pull up the list that Rhett sent us, or that we were talking about on our pre-pro call. Nick Bosa, Solomon Thomas, Jimmy Garoppolo, Raheem Mostert, Sterling Shepard twice.
ACL,
Wan'Dale Robinson,
ACL,
Jabril Peppers, Aaron Rodgers, famously, of course.
Right. Andrew Thomas.
It's a lot of players.
Joe Alt last week, too, in that same game that Neighbors tore his. So, yeah, I mean – If it was me, if I had my druthers, every stadium would have grass. Or at least, I mean, there's got to be somebody out there smarter than us, JB, that knows how to, because of the wear and tear, two teams playing on this, there's got to be some better solution, hybrid synthetic grass and regular grass combination. I don't know what that looks like. I mean, no, but somebody's got to figure something out with this, because it's obviously a problem, right? It's obviously a problem. When you have non-contact injuries on turf, something is amiss. There's just no give. If my final say on this, these turf surfaces, they don't have the give that natural grass does. So like when you see guys slide, like if you watch the Bucs game 2 weeks ago, I was at the Bucs game 2 weeks ago, and its turf was a little wet, and you see guys just start to slide because maybe they stepped outside of their body or whatever, and they just kind of go down or whatever. On this turf, instead of sliding, you're catching something, and that's the non-contact injury. It's just like, bam, I made a misstep. Maybe I planted wrong and then tried to jump like Neighbors did, and all of a sudden, bam. If that was natural grass, he probably just falls to the ground, right? And I think that's the data that they're going to have to start looking at and decide whether they change out some of these surfaces.
I love your point, though, that we scientifically should be able to figure out a playing surface that isn't going to cause this level of injuries. If Elon Musk wants to send someone to Mars,
right,
and we're at a point,
right,
in society where we can do that, or at least approach that, can we just come up with a synthetic material that's going to be safe for players to play football?
I'll also, claim ignorance. I don't know the data. I just know what it feels like. Think about the back in the day, all y'all are too young, but like the Philly turf, man. The old Philly turf, that may have been the worst field I've ever played on. Where it was like an inordinate amount of guys had ACL injuries on that turf, and obviously they eventually changed it. But sometimes it's like, is it self-fulfilling, like prophetic? Like you think the turf is bad, and so like you try not to get hurt, and then thus you get hurt. Like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how this all plays itself out, but I would love to see.
Now, if you were in the league, you would say, look, we just had this devastating injury to Tyreek Hill. By the way, very sad to see what happened to Tyreek Hill on Monday Night Football.
That was tough.
That didn't happen on turf. This all, the lightning rod in this was Odell Beckham Jr., his tweet, basically saying, I'll read it. I mean this with the utmost love and respect, NFL. We take all precautions in the world with everything else when it comes to players' health, safety. Please get rid of the turf. Thank you in advance. Love. So that was from Odell.
Right. Nice way of saying this happened to me. It just happened to my league neighbors. We need to find a way to change it. But again, I don't know what the data truly says. But the perception is that these types of turf fields are not helping with injuries, long-term injuries.
Let's go from turf drama to drama on the turf, okay? Because, this was the theatrics on the field during it was after.
This is great.
The Jags-Niners game. Liam Cohen getting into it with a man that is a little bit more intimidating than he is, I'm sure, to most people. Robert Saleh is not a guy that I would want to pick a fight with, but that's exactly what Liam Cohen did.
Look at him. You're going to fight.
I don't want to fight that guy.
You think Liam's going to win?
Robert Saleh looks like Xerxes from 300. I don't want to fight him. I want no part of that smoke.
Right.
Yeah, he looks like a bad dude. Liam Cohen, I just can't get the Duval thing out of my head. So he just looks. Sorry, Liam. I just can't. It's all I see. It's all I hear when I see your face. It's that awkward moment.
Right.
But his Jags are 3-1. The Jags are, I think.
Yes, they are.
They are. They're 3-1. So after the game, yeah, Liam Cohen gets into it with Robert Saleh about this whole spiel with. Something that was intended as a compliment wasn't a compliment. What's your take on this?
I think maybe it's not the first time, but it feels like this is the first time ever that somebody used a compliment as an insult for motivation. Keep my name out of your mouth. Like, what?
There might have been some expletives in there.
Like, okay, that's aggressive, like retort to a compliment. But I mean, first of all, everyone does this.
Right.
This is not. The fact that Robert Saleh pointed this out is like moment to me. It's like, yeah, nonverbal communication is so easy to steal in the NFL. So like when we were playing cover 2 and we'd get to hurry up or whatever, and we'd like tap our head, like that would be cover 2, right? But then we also had like 8 other signals for cover 2, like punch both arms out, point to the sky. Like we had a bunch of different ways that we would call certain defenses. And so if you're watching film and you see, Rondé or Derek tapping their head,
sure,
like, and then all of a sudden we're playing cover 2, you're like, oh, yeah, see it once. Oh, they did it again. Correlation, right? Everybody does that. You can pick that up on a sideline during a game. Now, what they're talking about, I think, is this, because every call gets called into the green dot on the helmet, right?
Right.
It's like when you change formations, like the offense will purposely change the formation, and then you'll see the defense react, right? So it goes from verbal communication into the headset, over cover 2 to the offense changed, and now all of a sudden you're signaling because the verbal communication goes off in the headset, and now it's nonverbal. And the Jaguars, like every other team, is looking for what you're changing into, and then they just note it. Oh, I saw the nonverbal communication. Sure. They played 3 deep 4 under on that snap. So like everybody does this. They're just really good at it. Sean McVay's staff is really good at the same thing, right?
This is all legal, by the way. There's nothing illegal about this.
That's
it's just part of the game.
Yes, that's why you see these shifts and these motions, and like you'll watch NFL games and you'll see a team come up in a formation, and all of a sudden they completely switch the formation, and that's just like playing, just to see what the defense is going to do. Like I'm identifying what the defense is going to do. You take note of it and you move on. Who cares? I just think it's hilarious that I'm not going to say, what's the best way to describe Liam Cohen? The meekest looking coach on the sideline is going to fight the meanest looking coach
Xerxes.
on any sideline. Dude, Liam's a unique individual. You don't want that fight, bro. You just don't want it. You don't want it. He did well. At the end of the day, he got his. They won. That was one of the upsets of the week. And look, this obviously this is a good time to segue. Dude, there's only 2 undefeated teams left in the NFL. Obviously the Eagles and Buffalo. I had Jacksonville going to San Francisco and getting killed, and they won the football game. Brock Purdy comes back. Trevor Lawrence, let's be honest, he looks better. He's taking fewer sacks. Etienne, who we talked about earlier, is leading the league in yards per carry. The Jaguars defense has 3 takeaways in each game this year. Like, Jaguars might be a little bit better than we think they are, right? Than we would have given them credit to be. So he can talk that ish because they went out there and won, dude.
I can't help but wonder. You think Liam Cohen, right before this interaction happened, you think he went over to one of his guys and been like, "Look, I want you to hold me back. Okay, hold me back. We're gonna do this. But if he comes after me, please protect me. I need you to be."
Right. And it was
what's that? Hainsey.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It was Hainsey.
Right. So he goes and shakes Kyle Shanahan's hand, and then all of a sudden he's like, "You know what? Let's make a big deal about this. Let's see if I can get some more bulletin board material. Hey, you know what? Maybe it served to fire his team up. Like maybe.
Be like, hey, we're here. We're legit.
There's a lot of people manufacture bulletin board material out of nothing. So perhaps he did. Good for him.
And now that brings us to, yes, the Pick Six segment, because I that was my upset last week. That was my upset. Was, of course,
I pulled a Jalen Hurts in the second half. I was an ofer.
Yeah. Rhett, why don't you come over here? You're impartial. You're the producer of the show. I want you to come on over here. Why don't you hop on a mic for a second? And if you would be so kind, would you announce the results of last week? I just would like to hear it, just because it's only going to happen once,
right?
Ever. So I just want to enjoy this moment. What happened last week?
Well, unfortunately for all of us, JB did complete a clean sweep, 3-0 versus Rondé's 0-3.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That really
let me. I want to. Can we just? Can I bring you up here?
You're not going to make me say it. You're not going to make me say it again. Are you?
What was that?
You're not going to make me say it. All right. So last week, JB in the Pick Six went 3-0. Unfortunately, Pro Football Hall of Famer, Buccaneers legend, Rondé Barber was 0-3. So it does look like JB is our lead dog for now.
All right. So I'm in the lead.
Long season, buddy. Long season.
I have a lead, and I'll just enjoy this moment while I can, because it is an average Joe against a Hall of Famer.
Well, at least your Yankees have no chance of making it.
Please win tonight. I need them to win tonight so bad.
Dude, they get 3 home games. That's another thing about this baseball three series, there 3-game series. Every game's a home game. I didn't know that till last night.
And they're gonna lose in the Bronx.
Anyways, get to your picks.
Okay, I'm going first this week.
Yes, you're going.
All right, I'm gonna go first.
Yes.
Now, I think curiously, we might have a similar. We have a couple. Well, let me go to my favorite first.
Right.
Okay. I like the Chargers at home. Jim Harbaugh is a coach about adjustments. All NFL coaches are. That's such a stupid thing to say, but I think the Chargers figure out what went wrong in New York. They figure it out at SoFi at home. I think Herbert overall looks fantastic. I think Omarion Hampton, young running back for the Chargers, looks really good. Keenan Allen coming back and finding the fountain of youth. I like this Chargers team. I think they're making the playoffs. I think they figure it out against the Commanders team. I don't know what the status is with Jaden Daniels just yet. I'm trying. It sounds like he's going to play.
I think he's going to play.
But even though I think there's some jet lag there for him, I think the Chargers win at home. My dog this week, I'm going a little bit out on a ledge with this one. Okay, yeah,
he's trying to lose. You're going to take the Jets?
Yeah, I'm taking the Jets. I'm taking the Jets.
Well,
okay.
I will say this: the Jets have lost. Let me make sure of this. I think every game they've lost has been by a single score, right? Except for last week, right?
They looked really bad last week. It was not a good. It was really. I mean, it was on Monday Night Football against the Dolphins. The Dolphins team that, in its own way, was in disarray.
Right.
Justin Fields.
No, except for week 2 when they got blown up by the Bills.
Right.
2-point loss to the Steelers, 2-point loss to the Bucs, and a 6-point loss to the Dolphins. Even though the game wasn't as close as the score says. I like it.
Cowboys defense is trash without Parsons.
They're not very good.
And so I think the Jets finally get on the board with a win, but I think the Jets are in for a long season.
Are you going to be Judas again?
Yeah, I am going to be Judas.
You're going to be Judas again.
Judas again.
Good Lord, this
man. I hate to do it, Bucs fans. I hate to do it.
Take the chain off.
Take the chain off. No. Until I'm wrong.
You got a pirate ship around your neck, and you're picking against us 2 weeks in a row.
Okay, look. Can I just justify the pick for a half second? I think the Bucs are really injured. I really do. This injury report today is crucial. How the practices line up towards game day is crucial for me. But ultimately, I think that the Bucs being as hurt as they are, going on the road, hostile territory in Seattle, I have the Seahawks.
That's fair. Things are certainly going to change over this week. Either I'm going to be way back into it, or I'm going to be way down.
Man.
All right, my favorite, and it is further justified. Minnesota over Cleveland. Dylan Gabriel is the starting quarterback. How about this? Dylan Gabriel gets his first start at home out of the country.
Right. They're in England.
Yeah, they're in the Tottenham Stadium. Dylan Gabriel's starting over Joe Flacco. Shedeur Sanders is the third string quarterback into that game. We talked about this, but how about that for a debut? The lefty rookie getting a chance to go against probably. I mean, look, I like Cleveland. I like their head coach Stefanski. You're starting a rookie quarterback in England against the most blitzed happy defense on the planet.
What could go wrong?
What could go right? Nothing. Minnesota's going to win. That's my favorite. They look, Browns have a quarterback problem. We know that. This is interesting.
Okay, you're right, because your dog is my favorite, and we have to pick the same game
vice
here.
versa. My dog? Commanders over Chargers. So one of us is either going further ahead or I'm coming back.
Stakes are high.
Look, Jaden Daniels is back. We asked that question. I am just saying right now, Jaden Daniels is going to play in this game. And I know the Giants played really good last week, but the Chargers might not be as good as they're.
Wow. No, hold on. That's a barbecue take. Right
here you go.
You don't think the Chargers are the real deal?
3 of their 4 wins have been decided by 3 points. Like, they easily could be the 1-3 Chargers right now.
Like similar to the Ravens, being that team.
Yes.
Like, how are they 1-3?
How are they 1-3 type thing? Now the quarterback Herbert is playing exceptionally well, right? But they also have some injuries to deal with. You decided to pick the Seahawks because there's some injuries, but the Chargers also have some key injuries. So I'm taking the Commanders, and because I am going to be the ultimate homer all year long, I am taking the Bucs.
Are we going to keep the circle around the Bucs on this graphic? Are you ever going to pick against the Bucs?
I don't know.
Stay tuned.
Maybe if they piss me off or something.
The Rondé Barber Show. That's your pick 6 right there. There are our picks. The Rondé. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. 8-1 and 5-4. Wow.
You know what? Early in the year.
Look at that.
Earlier in the year.
The Rondé Barber Show will be back after this.
It's time for you to Ask Rondé, sponsored by Advent Health and Renewal by Andersen.
All right, we've been giving away a lot of cool swag here on the Rondé Barber Show. Signed merch, by the way, which is really awesome. And
sweet.
We finally gave away the John Gruden signed football, the one signed with number 20, Rondé Barber.
We need to get that person to send in a video of thanks to all the other out of market people that kept wanting to take that ball. So.
Here, we have time for one Ask Rondé question on AskRondé.com. This one came in with a selfie video, and it comes in from TJ.
Hey, Rondé. Obviously, you were kind of the prototypical corner that worked in the Tampa 2. Is there maybe a defense nowadays that you would say you would fit in really well with, like Todd Bowles' defense, or even maybe even Seattle's defense? Hey, a huge fan. Go Bucs.
Man. I love that question. And
Question.
It gives me a chance to talk about what I think is probably the best defense in football right now. I think I'd fit into Philly's defense.
Wait. Wait a minute.
I am not kidding.
Rondé Barber wants to be part of the Eagles defense. Did I just hear that right? Headphones are off.
Vic Fangio. I mean, after that game last week, and I had watched Philly's defense many times before, but studying it after the game we just played, bravo, Vic Fangio. He does some of the most unique things with his players, and he's not asking. It's not crazy. It's not complicated. I didn't play in an absurdly complicated defense. The Bucs defense is complicated, right? You're asking DNs to drop. You're asking linebackers to mug the A gaps and then maybe be a half field defense. Like it's complicated. Minnesota's defense is complicated. In order to play those defenses, you need very, very, very talented individual skill players.
So you're like a Rondé Barber.
Right. But Philadelphia. So I looked at this defense, and Cooper DeJean, by the way, is incredible football player, and he's now the outside starting corner for the Philadelphia Eagles. He starts outside, then moves inside. I'm not saying I'm Cooper DeJean. He's way more athletic, but I could fit that role that he's playing for Philadelphia, because I think so many defenses have just gotten absurdly complicated, and this one is simple, and it allows your players just to go make plays. I mean, dude, they are a sticky defense, man. They are really, really, and they fly around, they throw their body around. Not only do I think I'd fit into it, I think I would love playing in it. They're pretty awesome.
Here's our pre-production meeting agenda. We just tore it up, and Rondé Barber just said that he would be a great fit on the Philadelphia Eagles defense. If that's not,
I'd have Quinyon Mitchell playing opposite me. Like, that's a pretty good secondary, man. Like, I think I would fit in perfectly there.
Good opportunity for us to say that you can send. This is the best content. Send in your questions to AskRondé.com for a chance to blow JB's mind and all over the stream center here. Pick a name, pick a prize.
Let's see what we got.
If you send in a video question to AskRondé.com, you get to be on the show, and you get your name in the carousel, folks.
All right. Here's the prize. Ooh, Bucs flag. I love signing these Bucs flags.
Love it.
And the winner is a easy name to pronounce this week.
Hey, how about it?
Amanda Woods.
Amanda Woods. Let's hear it for Amanda.
Thank you, Amanda. Appreciate you.
And appreciation to TJ for sending in a really great, phenomenal question. We got some more, by the way, on AskRondé.com. I can't wait to get to, but we've run out of time on this edition of the Rondé Barber Show. Rondé, it's been fun.
Always fun.
You're not going to believe me when I say this, but go Bucs.
Yes.
Right.
Oh, he's a traitor.
And of course, we'll see you next Wednesday on the Rondé Barber Show. Good seeing you, folks. See you next time.